Right. I really hope everything's working. I've been trying for the past like 10 minutes to set all of this up. But yeah, in continuing with my upload streak, let me actually... Yeah, and continuing with my upload streak, I have my Uber's Pentathlon run. It is a best of 5 series. You play from gens 3 through 7 Ubers, and it starts on Gen 7, unless you agree to start somewhere else, but you usually don't, because it doesn't really matter, ultimately. And then losers pick as to what gen you play next. Simple enough. I don't know if I'll have time to get through all my sets. I should have time for at least the first one. But yeah, so I should just be able to jump right into it. So yeah, I don't think I need any more exposition. Wow, that was really fast, 1 minute 30. Yeah, so this was the team I loaded. Let me pull up the pace. I have it all prepared here. Yeah, so you reload this. Say, oh wait, no. For some reason, you just can't see like Arceus on. You can't see Arceus in PokePace. It's so weird. Or maybe it's just a me thing. I don't know. I can never see it in PokePaste. But yeah, that is an Arceus. So this is the team. I really liked Marshadow. I think it's super cool as a concept. So this team is, you know, it's designed to use hazards to wear down a lot of Marshadow's counters, which is, you know, generally what they are susceptible to. Because Marshadow's, you know, it's fast and strong, so you're not really gonna... It's hard to beat it by outpacing it, so a lot of things are just gonna try and, you know, wall it out. And so, you know, you have a pretty good supporting cast for hazards. I thought Ferrothorn worked really well here because the team was pretty weak to Primal Kyogre. And yeah, Arceus Fairy... Like, the Arceus Fairy Ferrothorn combination sounded really good to me. So I decided to go with that. Wanted bulky Yveltal because it gave me an option into lead Primal Groudon. Thought that was a cool idea. And then this set, I forget exactly what it's EV'd for. I can actually check. Let's see here. Primal Groudon, 152. Oh yeah, okay, so this is... Oh yeah, I just took the standard EV spread for, like, Swords Dance, but I put Shadow Claw over, I put Shadow Claw over Stealth Rock, which was for... Oh, it escapes me. Why did I do that? It might have just been for Marsh... No. Oh, this was a long time ago. This was... Yeah, this was a month ago at this point. And I made the team well in advance for the match. Oh, why did I put Shadow Claw on? Hold on. I'm pulling up the... I really hope that wasn't captured because that had a lot of personal information on it. I'm pulling up the... Wait. I have to get to the bottom of this. I have to know. Oh, it was so I could hit Giratina. Yeah. I want to be able to hit Giratina So, okay. Yeah. Okay, yeah, I went to hit Giratina. And this set can take a... yeah, it can take a Draco pretty comfortably. Draco does like 70, right? Yeah, 70 min. Look at me knowing my calcs. So yeah, I thought SD Groupon was pretty cool here. Mega Mewtwo Y also works as just good speed control. Help, you know, help against the likes of your Mega Gengars, your Ultra Necrozmas, if that gets the thing off, the whole Z move transformation shit. So yeah, I generally like this team. It did pretty well in testing. Yeah. Overall, pretty cool. It does have a glaring weakness to Rock Polish Groudon. That proved to be pretty annoying. And Mega Salamence was also quite irritating for the team. So this was long after the tournament ended. I put HP Ice over Rock Tomb on Marshadow. So yeah, that's the team. I thought it turned out pretty well. So pretty hyper offensive structure here. Probably going to be seeing maybe Dragon Dance, Ultra Necrozma, E-Killer kind of thing. Hard to get a read on what that Groudon set might be, though I don't know Gen 7 super well. In terms of what set Groudon could be at preview. So, yeah, they lead DOS. That was obvious, but my lead, I was just gonna try and get some kind of hazards up. But the issue is, you know, DOS lead can always taunt, and that would be irritating for whatever I wanted to do. So I led Yveltal right because I wanted to. It just covered the most options, right? I mean, obviously DOS was gonna lead, but Yveltal. Deoxys speed. Yeah, foul played. Easily grabbing the 2 KO. Right, so Stealth Rock. I click Taunt just to deny more hazards, and they go Arceus. Oh yeah, so I guess I didn't discuss what Arceus. Wait, no, I said it could probably be E-Killer, but yeah. That wasn't just because it showed Arceus normal on preview. All right, I swear. Yeah, Arceus Fairy, a really interesting choice on here. That could mean this is a bulkier Yveltal, which I wouldn't doubt, but yeah, this Toxic is nice. Yeah, and then back into Dio Speed. Do I switch here? I do. I go into Ferrothorn because I'm a scrub and I'm letting it be me. So I get taunted. And yeah, so I'm on the back foot now, so yeah, I just Gyro Ball, take Rocky Helmet damage, and yeah, he puts up 2 layers of spikes, so obviously this means he's going to lose this match and every future Gen 7 Ubers match he ever plays. So it's really nice for me, right? So the Groupon comes in. Again, if this is Rock Polish, really tough for me, because my best way of dealing with it is Yveltal. And, you know, with rocks up, and, you know, if it has the Stone Edge, then I'm in a tough spot. You know, 254 speed on Yveltal would not always get the job done. So yeah, Rock Polish. Fire Blast. But I mean, it's fine, you know. I just dodge a Precipice Blades, and you know, I'm back in it. Oh, my mistake. It hit me. Yeah, maybe like one of his attacks will miss. Like rock moves are famously inaccurate. Precipice Blades and Fire Blast are both 85%. So, oh yeah. Okay, yeah, and then Ferrothorn. I mean, maybe I can, you know, because I do have, I have Toxic. Okay. Okay, Mewtwo. I Mega Evolve. And, okay, I'm not bulky enough to take the, and then Arceus. I can maybe. Oh, okay. So, yeah, this was really funny. I didn't like. I just left after this. I didn't even say GG. I was so ashamed. I wasn't trying to like be like, "Grr, you don't deserve this win." Like, I got called out for a massive flaw in my team. You know, you live, you learn. I'll cop it, right? But yeah, 13-turn game. How about that? Because Yveltal was at 76. I have to wonder. Mixed rock polish. If I could find a way to stop those spikes or those rocks from going up, I could be in a better spot. Or maybe if I had simply clicked foul play. Yeah. Because like this is a hyper offense team, it doesn't really need to switch that much, so I could have clicked foul play and been in better shape, right? And if I had the Yveltal in on whatever, then it would be a lot more immediately threatening, and rock polish wouldn't be as free. This team also doesn't have any removal. The Don Bone Jones Classic, but I mean, yeah. You know, it's a good team with one massive flaw, so is it really a good team, right? That's just brought into question. I'm realizing it says... Oh wait, no, I was gonna say I have Hidden Power Ice IVs on Marshadow, but in Gen 7 it's not determined by IVs, so... yeah, not pretty at all. So I will delete those two, and so next game I took him to DBP Ubers. What a surprise! So I brought this team back. This was I featured this in yester video. Okay. Yeah, I featured this in yesterday's video. Again, the general idea. Dialga counter leads a lot of stuff. You can protect Scout for like Scarf moves. Lumberry gives you assurance against Darkrai. You kill Darkrai and it's like a roll-on standard Deoxys with Draco Meteor, Stealth Rock, Thunder for Kyogre. It's pretty cool. I like it. Dark Void plus Rock Polish Groudon, a very cool combo in my opinion. And then Jirachi and Sun I think is just, it just gets away with so much shit in my opinion. Will-O-Wisp Giratina, because yeah, it was I'm trying to think, in the moment, why would I do it? It's probably just for other Groupon. Yeah, makes sense. And I went pretty physically bulky, so yeah. I mean, you know, before adding Giratina and Lugia, the struggle's pretty hard with offensive Groudon. And then Lugia, really nice in the Garchomp, which also had a great matchup into my team, Ray, shit like that. So yeah, I mean, I think it's a pretty well-rounded team. So see how it does here. Dialga into DOS. This looks familiar, but either way, I go for Draco Meteor. I do hit this one, so that's very cool. So does he go for Stealth Rock? No, he goes for Hidden Power. I can only guess that was Hidden Power Fire to hit Fortress. However, you can use Fire Punch, and like if you're slotting HP Fire, you shouldn't be doing it over Superpower, in my opinion, because you need to hit T-Tar. It's pretty important. So you can go for a physically attacking Deoxys there. Although, you know, if you want to hit Fortress's special defense, I understand. But Hidden Power Fire doesn't KO Fortress. I have to know. I can't just say the calc. I have to know. I have to know. Say it's timid. And Power Fire, Fortress. Yeah, no, not even close. Right? Fire Punch. Jolly, yeah, it's more or less the same. I mean, you can invest a little bit of attack, right? You know, DOS generally has the EVs to go around. Max speed isn't required or anything. You know, hey, this calc is also super safe into non-leftovers Fortress, which is very possible. Yeah, so I put up my Stealth Rock because I figured, you know, if he had Taunt, he would have clicked it by now. He would have clicked it turn 1. So I just go for my rocks, and he gets up 2 layers of spikes. Once again, awful habit. Never go for 2 layers of spikes. You will suffer the wrath of 1,000 locusts for generations to come. So DOS goes down. In comes the Dialga. So this is probably Rocks Dialga. Just thinking about it now, I really wonder what that DOS set was. I guess it feasibly could have been Thunder Wave, because he didn't really need to click it in that situation. Last could have been Superpower or Shadow Ball. So, yeah, I go to my Rachi. Just keep the Dialga around. That Draco Meteor is nice, and yet with Rocks already being up and -4, you know, not much doing. So yeah, Fire Blast misses, and I do wonder how much that would have done. Jirachi 220 Spadaf into support. That was Fire Blast. Okay, so that was guaranteed to a KO. Okay. So, pretty unlucky on my opponent's part. But he also had to hit Fire Blast through T-Wave and Serene Grace Iron Head. Shit like that. Unfortunate, but it is what it is, right? Although Fire Blast on Support Dialga, that's an interesting idea, because Support Dialga famously struggles into Bronzong, so if that comes in on you before Rain goes up, that could be an interesting idea. If you're like 3 attacks, right? Draco Meteor / Dragon Pulse, Thunder, Fire Blast. That's cool. So Fire Blast, and then I get my free Draco. Oh, I protect again into Draco because Jack plus Pressure. Pretty cool. And I Draco, god slamming that Dialga. You think I'd know these calcs, but I mean, it's been a while since this set happened, so I might as well go back through. Yeah, and I am modest, so I'll have to change that in the calc into Draco Meteor. That did 81. Wow. So, I mean, that had to have been just like fast rocks, which is really interesting. Yeah, it did go before the Rachi. I didn't even take note of that. So that's cool. I like it, because a lot of base 90 Pokemon don't really go to base 90 unless they're like choice item, right? And you know, Giratina can't run a choice item. Groudon doesn't always, or Groudon almost never runs Bandit. Scarf does not exist. You know, Swords Dance doesn't run max attack, or max speed rather. You know, then you just have like Dialga and Kyogre. So, and again, those don't always run choice items. They famously run many different sets. So, max speed to take advantage of that and just get the jump on it. Cool. Then Giratina comes out and I threaten it with Earthquake, stays in, and pays the price. See Kyogre come out to revenge me. So yeah, I see Ice Beam go first and do 64, so we can reasonably assume that it is I said my Giratina is physically bulky, but I forgot this was standard physical defense investment. It just had a lot of attack and investment. Maybe I needed like Shadow Sneak for like a Latios calc or something. That's probably what I wanted. So yeah, now that is Scarf damage. Nice head calcs me. Fire off a Draco and then Shadow Sneak should pick it off here. Yeah, so I mean, this is a great start. I've got what is essentially a sack and then 4 other mons in the back, so that's cool. Kabutops, and then yeah, I win the Weather War. Can go into my Groudon after this. And, you know, now I have the freedom to Rock Polish or go into Rachi, but I think I just Rock Polish here, because, well, he gets a free, or, not free, but he gets the coveted DPP Uber's Rapid Spin-Off, but it doesn't really matter now, because it doesn't seem like there are any Focus Sashes I need to break. I mean, I've won the Weather War, I have a Rock Polish up, it's all but decided at this point. Giratina, Dragon Claw is going to chunk it, and then, yeah, I have my Darkrai in the back that will easily handle this Giratina. And it just drops, what's the last? Rayquaza. This could be scary, but I have a Lugia. Yeah. I mean, if I had anything other than a Lugia, like a DD Ray there could have been super, super dangerous. But yeah. E-Speed, wait. +2. No, your play is always to go for crit there. Unless you're like Jolly. Anyway, let's just say he's adamant. I mean, then it's a roll. So, yeah. I mean, either way, you just E-Speed there and pray. Because you can probably win if you, like, somehow kill this Lugia. So, I think I should have played that out. But either way, Lugia, saving me there, because I don't know if I gave myself the chance to finish this thought. I'll say it again if I did. But, yeah, I mean, Lugia just comes out on choice locked mods and abuses them like little else. Because I don't believe... Yeah, Darkrai Nasty Plot does not 2-hit KO. But of course there's Life Orb to be considered, which can't help but imagine he was Life Orb. So yeah, that was DPP. Score is now... I shouldn't have pulled up that replay just yet, because I did want to give some exposition. But yeah, the score is now 1-1. So him taking me to ADV is actually really funny, because, like, you know, it's the tier I was second best at. I knew all of these tiers generally. I would say, like, the order for how good at these tiers I was went DPP, then ADV, then USM, then Black and White, and then Oris. And you know, ADV being the oldest generation of the 5, I didn't think he'd take me there, but he did, and I was like, oh my god, he took me to ADV. So, I didn't have as many ADV teams at the time. I was kind of struggling with finding inspiration for ADV Ubers teams at this time. I only had a couple that were my own, but I decided to bring this team once again that I brought to my match against FC. I believe... No, I haven't... I don't think I've talked about it at any other point on this channel, but yeah. So it's, in my opinion, a pretty cool stall team. You got Quake Slide, Groudon, you have Quake Slide, Groudon with Toxic. Works pretty well. You can go Flamethrower over Rock Slide if you want to, because Skarmory can be an issue for this team if it's like a Kyogre Rain offense. Kyogre Rain. If it's like paired with Rain offense. Flamethrower could ease some prediction there. HP Fire Fortress, I think is cool to mess with other Fortress that don't usually carry it, because you typically want Earthquake or even HP Bug, which I'm not personally a huge fan of, but I understand wanting to do some kind of damage to the Lottie twins. I even tacked on 12 speed, just to get the jump on opposing Fortress. And you know, you also threaten Skarmory, and I guess it doesn't do as much to Metagross, but hey, Under Sun, that's not bad. I'm also Careful Nature. I guess Careful would be the right nature to go for. You're not really using Hidden Power Fire to smash through Pokemon, it's just to catch Fortress and Skarmory off guard. I don't want to go Calm because of Explosion, then I'm not going to take it out of my defenses, and you know, I still want to outspeed other Fortress, so I'm not going to take it out of speed, so sure, Careful is fine. I like this Ho-Oh set. I think it OHKO's max HP Metagross and Sun, and then it lives some other damage rolls. Pretty cool. Flamethrower, Shadow Ball, pretty potent with Spikes, because you know, Kyogre thinks it can take it on, but it switches into Spikes, and you know, you can Toxic on the switch if you feel so inclined. Blissey is a pretty standard set, but as we will see in future videos, I ended up liking some other Blissey sets that have some cool ideas, but we will get to that. And then Latias, I didn't want to make the team too passive, so I throw on a nice win condition in Latias. I mean, it might be a stall team, but CM Latias just really starts to tear through things. And then Timid hits 320, so you outrun standard modest Latios. So yeah, that's the team. You know, ideally this runs into like rain offense structures. This is where Sun Stalls typically thrive. They have plenty of ways of dealing with rain offense, right? Because the standard rain offense structure uses Latios, which you have Blissey for, and then you have Fortress to remove spikes, whether they're using Skarmory or Fortress, or Amistar if they're based. But yeah, Ho handles non-Rock Slide DOA, Lugia handles Snorlax, Latias handles Kyogre. It's just an insane matchup spread into those offense teams. Hey, look at that, it's Kyogre. Yeah, so Fishing for Matchups joined, that's a funny username. I wonder if they live up to it. I'm gonna get some water, because I've been talking for 31 minutes. Good lord. Yeah, God. I don't know how podcasters do it. So, I Calm Mind in front of the Kyogre. Because at +1 I'm not being threatened by Ice Beam. So his only way of really putting any pressure onto me is Thunder Wave, which pressures me into Refresh if I have it, which I do. So yeah, Thunder Wave, and I refresh that off, and I see a Snorlax. So my answer is Fortress, because, you know, early spikes are generally pretty good into rain offense, because they like to play at such a fast pace, and if you can take advantage of that by laying down spikes, you know, things like, you know, Snorlax switching into your Lottie Twin become a lot harder, you know, trying to switch into Groudon, your options get a lot more limited there as well. So yeah, I think I just popped down one layer of spikes, and then I should go to Lugia here, see if I follow through. No, goes to his Fortress, I suppose, fearing Explosion. And then I go to my Groupon, and God, I really wish I had Flamethrower on this thing, because Earthquake, Flamethrower, Toxic Protect, I have found is quite a good set. But yeah, do I Earthquake here? I do, and that Kyogre not going to appreciate that damage, and yeah, this team doesn't have trouble switching into Kyogre. Ice Beam. I forgot about this. It freezes the Latias. But we do have Heal Bell on Blissey, so it's annoying, but not the end of the world. If I didn't have Heal Bell on Blissey, I would be a lot more irritated. And you can see right here, my good friend Winterbub joined. Winterbub, aka Brady, and he told me after the match he got so pissed at my opponent for freezing my Latias, because he didn't know, because, you know, he didn't know what my team was. Brady didn't know what my team was, so he didn't know I had Heal Bell Blissey. So he was really tight about that freeze. Meanwhile, I was like, oh no, it's fine. I just think that's funny. Yeah, so I get the Heal Bell off as quickly as possible, because I need, you know, for as much as I said, like, oh, it doesn't really matter if Latias is frozen, I still don't want Kyogre ever getting free turns if I can help it. So, Fortress is in. This is an interesting turn here, because there's a lot of things it can do. It can spin, it can go for more spikes, or it can explode. All of these are very viable, and there's different ways of punishing them. And if I guess wrong, I can definitely be put on the back foot for it. So I go into my Fortress. Generally the safe option here as he goes for Rapid Spin. Now I can probably just... Oh, I double the Latios on... Sorry, I thought I heard something. Yep, I doubled my Latios, probably expecting a Kyogre. Oh, I know what that sound is. Okay, that's not an issue. But yeah, no, so I'm playing the stall team very aggressively. I'm coming to find out. Yeah, so which isn't always a bad thing, but you know, you play too hard too fast with these stall teams and you just kind of miss the point, and then you might lose for it. So Mewtwo comes out, and right now there's a few bells going off in my brain. You see, there's a very popular sample team that a lot of new players tend to gravitate toward. It is a sample made by my good friend that features T-Wave 3 attack Kyogre, Curse Protect Snorlax, Earthquake Explosion Fortress, Sub Bolt Beam CM Mewtwo, Bolt Beam Refresh Recover Latios, sorry, and a Choice Banded Pursuit Deoxys attack. I can say that from memory because I have fought it so many times, both in tournament and on ladder. So I'm pretty confident this is that team, and generally in this matchup my chances go way up. So yeah, I know this doesn't have I'm confident this doesn't have Explosion, so I can go into Blissey pretty safely. And he makes a somewhat snide comment about me bringing Stall to a tournament match, which I won't provide any rebuttal for. But yeah. So he Ice Beams, and I forced it out. I'm like, yeah, okay. So this is almost definitely the sample Rain team with Sub CM Mewtwo. So yeah, I can just go for Seismic Toss pretty freely. It's generally an interesting interaction with Seismic Toss and Mewtwo, because pressure and Mewtwo creating subs that can't be broken by Seismic Toss. So you generally need most of your PP if you want to win that interaction. If you don't, then you have to find another way. So yeah, Fortress, Kyogre, and yeah, so I'll just let it play out because this game does go on for a while. I'll put it on fast for partially my own sake. But yeah, so I'm just trying to put myself in a position where if I can remove a key member like Kyogre or Mewtwo, or even the suspected Deoxys attack, I'm in pretty good shape. So yeah, we just see Body Slam, keep those hazards off, because #1 way to wear down bulky teams, get those hazards up. So Kyogre lands another freeze. Fortunately, none of this matters. So, yeah, and yeah, that DOA being 3-hit by Seismic Toss, pretty useful because it likes to come in on Blissey a lot, and yeah, the fact that, you know, I mean, this is Ubers, so most legendaries have over 300 HP. So, Seismic Toss, very rare to score a 3-hit KO in this tier, but against DOA, it gets the job done. So I go Ho-Oh because I know its best move here is Shadow Ball. And Shadow Ball is annoying to see here, but I haven't revealed Ho-Oh and he's not going to click it on a Blissey. So, yeah, we see the superpower and I can throw off a Toxic. If Lax comes in, that just kind of makes me repeat this whole sequence of trying to position for, you know, Blissey in front of something so I can get a Seismic Toss or Ho-Oh to fire off another attack. But Kyogre being Toxic is an amazing scenario because, you know, if I win the Weather War, you know, Thunder's hard to hit, so, you know, Ho-Oh has an easier time taking on something like Latios, because the sample team, which, I mean, at this point, it's all but confirmed. The Latios on this team doesn't have a Calm Mind, so, you know, it has to hit 2 Sun Thunders against Ho-Oh, you know, because it's so bulky and it can just recover that off, and Flamethrower is such a good tool, even into something like Snorlax, so yeah, this Toxic, really nice here. So I should just go into my Blissey, yep, and calls that out with Fortress. And yeah, so we just keep chugging along. He's just donating leftovers healing at this point, which I'm not complaining about at all. So Lax comes in and I go Groupon because it's this team's second best way at dealing with Lax. I'm not sure why I'm not going Lugia here. Maybe it was so, like, Thunder would have a harder time threatening Lugia. Let's see, do I... Yeah, I pivot into the Lugia here. Premier Snorlax counter with Reflect and, you know, Recovery. 32 PP recover. Yeah. It's looking pretty good for me here. So I Whirlwind into the Mewtwo as he goes for sub. So now this interaction starts. Then yeah. So he switches out after sufficiently wasting some of my Seismic Toss PP. And yeah, so thanks to Toxic, I get another 6% on the Kyogre. Slowly but surely getting there, and I get some damage on the Fortress as well. Deoxys comes in, and I know this doesn't have Fire Punch, so I stay in, get crit by Shadow Ball, but that's not a huge concern at this point, because I can just put up my Spike, go to Blissey, and I Seismic Toss and start, start pushing my advantage against the Fortress, because Blissey's slow, but Fortress is slower. Yeah, now I can go to Ho-Oh on what I thought would be a superpower, but he goes for Shadow Ball. Yeah, you know, DOA is just that good. Even in bad matchups for it, you get the turn right and you can just really chunk something. And he takes advantage of getting that turn right pretty well. He's like, well, I'm locked into Shadow Ball, so Blissey is pretty free here. My opponent knows that, so I'm going to go into Snorlax. So, yeah, great move there by my opponent. And yeah, Deoxys goes for Pursuit. I mean, I'm staying in because Shadow Ball behind Reflect, not doing anything without a crit. And I don't even know if a crit kills. That's actually... I I have to calculate now. I have to. I just have to. Choice band. Shadow Ball on a crit. Oh. Yeah, no, that does kill. It goes through Reflect. How about that? So, he goes for the Pursuit. You know, I have no reason to switch, you know. You know, I guess unless I'm fearing crit. But, you know, maybe I could have switched into something like Blissey. No, but that would have forced the Snorlax, so... You know, maybe Groudon would have put me in a better spot, because I can go for T-Wave or whatever. And then he forfeits, saying no fun. I mean... You know, I personally think beating Stull is... You know, it takes very methodical play, and it's a skill check, as I call it, so... I guess he just didn't pass the skill check. And then I say sample an ADV Lamau. And then we had some discourse, shall we call it, in the battle chat after the replay cuts off. Yeah, that was... I won't go over it because it's not befitting of this video. So... yeah, that is the end of that one. So I'm up 2-1. I need one more game to secure the victory. And between Gen 6 and 5, he could honestly take me to either one and I would have roughly the same level of tier knowledge. So at this point, it doesn't really matter. I just gotta take one, which I feel like I can do. So he takes me to Gen 5 Ubers. And I didn't feel like building a Gen 5 Ubers team. I don't usually like to enter tournaments for metas I'm not too familiar with, and just like rip someone else's team or like try and scramble to learn the tier in a week or whatever. I don't typically like doing that, but hey. I knew 3 of the metas and I felt like I could, you know, I roughly knew Oris and Black and White, so I got a general feel for the tier. And I stole this team right here. Yeah, Ferrocruel, something I found to be, you know, probably the most consistent team structure in the metagame. Scald is broken, T-Spikes are really good when paired with Arceus. Will-O-Wisp punishes a lot of attempts at limiting hazards. I have mixed thoughts on this Zekrom, pun absolutely intended. But it's nothing too offensive. Then yeah, SD Rayquaza is such a demon. Yeah, I liked this team generally. I actually did no testing with this. Well, I guess I played some games with it, but no serious games like intended to test the team and see how it does. But I felt it was pretty good. So let me get some water and then I will get to the replay. So yeah, we see Tyranitar, which can very realistically lead. We could also see Scarf Genesect lead. I was guessing that this would be Arceus fighting, but this could really be a lot of things. I forget exactly which one it was. I want to say it was Arceus Grass or Water or something like that. But yeah, Ferrothorn misses Fire Blast, or fuck. Oh, I am just all over the place right now, aren't I? So let me see this. Tyranitar, Fire Blast. We'll say it's uninvested. To Ferrothorn. Yeah, not much doing. But I mean, yeah. I power whip because I didn't expect him to stay in. Expect him to like switch on a gyro ball. In that case, maybe spiking was the play. Yeah, because it was hard for him to punish that. He doesn't have any removal, so that spike would have been. You really can't punish it that hard. Yeah, I just go Kyogre. Then he says, just enjoy, and then tells me that I am luck. I feel honored to be called that. Yeah, I go for a Water Spout, not doing much to the Ferrothorn. Yeah. Tentacruel comes out, and yeah. I don't have Ice Beam, so it's hard for me to punish a Giratina or potential Arceus Ghost switch, but again, I don't think it's Arceus Ghost on his team. So, I mean, Scald's really the only reasonable play. And do I get the burn? We do. Very nice. So that Giratina being on a timer is great, and I forgot about that. He was malding. He was actually malding. He was actually so up in arms. Like, I get you play stall into getting kind of unlucky in black and white, but gee, dude, you alright? So I get up my T-Spike. That's nice for if their Kyogre's Water Spout, or, you know, something like an Arceus fighting, or a bulkier Arceus form, just having ways to wear those down. Really nice. So I can, I believe I protect again, right? Yeah, and then this Tyranitar is just dead because of poison damage. So he goes into Giratina, blocking my Rapid Spin. Great move there. But that Giratina is getting worn down fast. And I go for another Protect. And this is just really funny. And I don't have any speed investments, so I likely don't outrun this. You know, don't risk anything and just go into Ferrothorn, catch the Dragon Tail, punish it with Barbs, and Giratina is a goner. As is the Tyranitar, because Rayquaza outruns that, and Genesect is in, so you can generally expect an Ice Beam here. But I also wanted to cover U-Turn. You know, all about ranking up that passive damage, but he goes for Thunder to try and catch the to try and catch the Kyogre. I respect the attempt. But alas, and I should just set up spikes here. Yep, I do. His Giratina is dead, so I can now safely go into Tentacruel. It's not good for a ton here, so I try and get a spin off, but he calls me out and just goes for Power Whip. So nicely done there. He is doing a great job at trying to bring this back. So yeah, Arceus is in now, and it will list the Ferrothorn. So so I sent the room links out to some of my friends. And yes, some of them joined. Some of them were those names that were popping up in the battle log. And you know, one of them is quite the talker, as you can see here. His hacks are a state of mind. And he and Brady were really engaging in the discourse after the ADV game, more than I was. I mean, they were just ripping into this guy. I mean, you know, I was trying to get them to lay it off a little bit. It was funny in the moment, and it's slightly less funny in hindsight, but I still chuckle. And, yeah, this translates to he has a big mouth. So, not denying the allegations here, as you can see. So, I should just go for a recover here, as he gets a second spike up. Wow, this guy has some bad habits. Yeah, I put up my stealth rock just to really make sure I'm ripping into Kyogre and Genesect. Because, you know, eventually +2 E-Speed or, you know, even Scarf Thunder is going to be looking pretty good. Yeah, I just switch here into my Ferrothorn. Knock off. I believe he can Leech Seed me, because the mechanic with that didn't change until Gen 6, as I'm aware. Yeah, you see the Genesect here. These are pretty much always Scarfs, so he locks into Bug Buzz, and I can go into my Rayquaza. And Ferrothorn comes in, taking a lot of chip, and I just go for Swords Dance. Now I have a V-Create, and cool thing about V-Create, it doesn't lower your offensive stats. So, you know, V-Create plus E-Speed really does just take advantage of it like little else. And I should be able to put, yep, Genesect in range of hazards, so, you know, it either stays in or it dies. Well, I mean, it's dying either way, but yeah. Choice locked in Ice Beam, no burn. Kyogre finishes off with T-Bolt, or Thunder, not T-Bolt, and my hunch is right. It is Arceus fighting. So this is perfectly fine for me. This is why I preserved the Arceus Ghost, and now Stone Edge isn't going to be doing much. And then, yeah, Judgment. Toxic isn't really going to be enough here. Because Kyogre, you know, it has to... You know, it doesn't really lock into anything that beats my team. You know, Ice Beam doesn't beat my Kyogre, and... Well, actually, I suppose... If he did have Ice Beam, it would probably be pretty bad for me, right? Yeah, if he was Max Speed Ice Beam... I probably lost. Wait, no, because I have Scarf Thunder. But that doesn't kill, and then he probably picks off my Zekrom, so... Fortunately, this Kyogre is Rest, and I am just going to let Toxic take me out here. Rest Talk roars me into the Kyogre, and then I can just go for Thunder here. Does a hefty 49%. Sleep Talk, Roar into the Arceus, and then I just get to Revenge Kill with my Zekrom. So a Dragon Claw, not risking a Bolt Strike, missing. And I take round 1 of the Pentathlon. And, oh, Gonna have to blur that. God damn it. Go one video without blurring something. Jesus fucking Christ. And yeah. So I don't have time to cover round 2, but and my computer's telling me it's running low on storage space, so as a great reminder to clear out the old videos I have sitting in my computer. Yeah, I mean, overall I'm pretty satisfied with how I played. I'm still kind of annoyed that I brought a team that bad to Gen 7. I mean, I'm glad I got punished for it. I'm definitely glad that I got punished for my massive oversight. Because I learned from that, you know. You know, did I get lucky in black and white? Sure, right? But overall, my opponent played pretty well. I am more or less satisfied with how I played. And yeah, so I don't know how to do YouTube outros. I'm not going to pretend like I do. Expect more soon. Bye.